You know, for years, we were all sold this myth, the myth of FTX, this genius trading platform, right? With a, quote, liquidating risk engine that was supposed to be the envy of Wall Street. It was a complete and utter lie, all of it. When that whole circus came crashing down, what the lawyers found wasn't some cutting-edge tech, it was a ghost ledger.
I mean, just look at this. It's almost funny if it weren't so tragic. On one hand, you have the claim, this slick, high-tech risk engine. And on the other, the reality, QuickBooks, for a $32 billion company. They were running a global exchange on the same software your uncle uses for his landscaping business. That, plus a bunch of random Excel sheets and, I swear I'm not making this up, emojis. There was no database, not a real one. It was a complete house of cards.
And hey, if you think I'm being dramatic, listen to this guy, John Ray III. This is the man they brought in to clean up Enron. Okay, for an entire generation, Enron was the absolute gold standard for corporate fraud. And this guy, the Enron guy, took one look at FTX and was basically at a loss for words, a complete failure of corporate controls. You know, when the man who cleaned up Enron says you're a mess, you're not just a mess, you're a legendarily historic disaster.
So you gotta understand, this wasn't just some screw-up. This wasn't incompetence. This was a philosophy. It was a deliberate choice. I'm calling it the anti-database philosophy because it begs the question, why on earth would you intentionally build a system that is designed, from its very core, to lie?
To really get why this was so criminal, you have to understand the one single fundamental rule they shattered. It's called double-entry bookkeeping. And no, this isn't some hot new crypto thing. This principle is 500 years old. All it means is that for every credit, there's a debit. Money can't just disappear, and it can't be created from nothing. It is the literal law of financial physics. It's what keeps our entire economy from just imploding, and there are zero exceptions.
Which brings us back to the big question. Why? Why would a company that's practically swimming in billions of dollars just decide to ignore the most basic rule of money?
Well, the answer is just as simple as it is cynical. A real database, one that's built properly, is an enforcer. It's the bouncer at the club. It creates a paper trail you can't erase, and, most importantly, it tells you no when you try to spend money that you don't actually have. Sam Bankman-Fried didn't want a bouncer. He didn't want anyone or anything telling him no. He wanted a system that would let him do whatever the hell he wanted.
And that brings us to the technical heart of the whole crime, the smoking gun. And it wasn't some complex Mission Impossible style hack. Oh no, it was something way simpler and frankly, way more sinister. It was a backdoor.
And this is the part that, as an engineer, just makes my blood boil. Forget what you see in the movies. This wasn't some shadowy figure in a hoodie breaking in. This was an order, from the top, handed down to an engineer to deliberately code a flaw into the system, a hard-coded exception to the laws of finance.
Just look at this. It's so simple, it's almost beautiful in how evil it is. A basic if statement. A first-year computer science student could write this code. But these 2 lines of Python, this little piece of logic, enabled one of the biggest financial frauds in modern history. It says in plain English, hey, if the customer is Sam's little hedge fund, Alameda, just, turn off all the rules.
So here's how the whole heist went down. For a normal person, you or me, the system worked like you'd expect. The database checked our balance. If you had $0, you could spend $0. Simple. But then you get to step 2, and that's the crime. This special rule was created to just skip the balance check for Alameda Research. That meant Alameda could just keep withdrawing money it never had, giving itself a secret, infinite line of credit. And where did that money come from? From every other customer on the platform. The database wasn't just broken, it was explicitly programmed to lie about the whole thing.
So yeah, the technology was completely corrupt. But that kind of rot, it doesn't just happen in a vacuum. It was a direct reflection of a corporate culture that was just shattered. A place where there were no guardians of truth, just a bunch of enablers.
I mean, think about how a real financial company approves a billion-dollar wire transfer. You've got compliance officers, multiple signatures, permanent logs, immutable audit trails. At FTX, they used Signal, a chat app, with the auto-delete messages feature turned on. Billion-dollar transfers were approved with a thumbs-up emoji, and then the proof would literally just vanish. Poof, gone. There was no paper trail because they were actively setting the paper on fire.
And what's the real-world result of all that? Well, when the whole thing finally blew up and the lawyers came in trying to find the customer's money, there was nothing. The database was a lie, and the decision records were all deleted. They couldn't run a simple query to see where billions of dollars went. They literally had to try and piece together the financial history of this massive company by scraping employee tweets. You can't make this up.
Look, as engineers, we complain about databases all the time. They're rigid, they're complicated, they can be slow, but this entire disaster is maybe the most important lesson on why they exist. A database isn't just a bucket for numbers. It's a moral instrument. It's the guardian of truth. It's the one thing in an organization that can't be bullied, can't be gaslit, it just knows the facts.
So let's be crystal clear about this. Sam Bankman-Fried didn't go to prison for using QuickBooks. He went to prison because he took his guardian of truth, the database, and he commanded it to become a liar. He built an anti-database. And that leaves us with a really terrifying question, doesn't it? What happens when the very systems we build to enforce truth are ordered from the inside to lie?